Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. So this is another beer that I got in my last 𝗕𝗏𝗏 crate. In fact, pretty much this entire fridge is, most of it. This one is from Anchorage Brewing Company, Alaska. The Raven Knows Everything, India Pale Ale. Double dry hopped with Strata CGX, cryogenic lupulin, and Nelson Sauvin hops. Only 6.4 ABV. The label looks like a Sandman comic book cover, or a panel from it. And it's pretty fresh. This was canned on February 1st of this year. So yeah, just like a month and a half ago. Alright, so pour it into the IPA glass, and it's pretty clear coming out of the can. Once it's into the glass, it's got a bit of a haze to it, though it's not quite as hazy as most actual hazy IPAs. So I don't know if they're going for a hazy or if this is like a cold IPA, because it said cryo hops on here, so... Yeah, the Nelson Sauvin hops, that is I believe it's a New Zealand hop. It just, it's like a white grape, but also like a orange creamsicle kind of smell to it. Maybe without like any kind of vanilla or, you know, like sugary character. Maybe like some kind of a citrus pith or something, like a, you know, pink grapefruit, ruby red grapefruit, something like that. Well, let's dive in here. Cheers! Reminds me of like an old school, by my standards. Kind of like a San Diego IPA from like 10-15 years ago, but without the bitterness on there. So I'm kind of assuming that they're going for more of like a hazy kind of IPA because of the low bitterness. Yeah, bitterness on this one, I would say it's firm. You know, it's enough that I can tell like this is an IPA. And again, I feel like nobody makes a single IPA anymore. This is only 6.4 ABV. By the way, when we get to the bottom of the can, it's cloudy coming out of the can. So I guess, you know, now that it's in there and it is pretty, yeah, it's not transparent anymore. Like, you can't even see my hand. Yeah, I would say this probably is a hazy. What's funny is I've actually had quite a few hazies from Anchorage. You would think like, and they're like as far from New England as you can get, all the way in Alaska. But they're still doing the style pretty well. I would prefer a little bit more lacing glass. By the way, I didn't really comment on that on the appearance. Like these suds, these are more like dish soap suds than like the creamy frost, which you tend to get a lot of hazies. I'm thinking a little passion fruit on here too. A little passion fruit, maybe a little pineapple. But otherwise, to me, it's like kind of like ruby red grapefruit. Like I said on the nose, like orange creamsicle, but subtract any kind of vanilla or actual cream flavor, you know. I would not call this beer sweet. I wouldn't say that like there isn't much in the way of specific malt character, although that tends to be pretty standard with hazies, is they're just like 2-row and that's it. You don't get toast or caramel or anything like that on these types of beers. And like, you know, I'm more than halfway through, and the bitterness, it seems to have, you know, subsided a little. Not that it was really that super bitter to begin with. Like, to me, this drink's more like I guess you could call it like a hazy pale ale. Although 6.4 is pretty strong for a pale ale. I actually do get a tiny little bit of warmth in the throat from the alcohol there. Or maybe it's just like some kind of acidity, or I don't know what's going on with it. I will say, like, this one, like most hazies, this one is really smooth, really easy to drink. I wouldn't go as far as to call it creamy, but it's definitely smooth. Yeah, I'd say it's like a medium body, probably moderately low carbonation. This one is actually not that super effervescent, although they kind of, I'd say it's like just under, you know, like moderately low, not low straight up. But, you know, like that lower carbonation makes it like really smooth without it being actually watery. So I would say this one is good. This isn't one of the best hazies that I've had. And like I said, this kind of seems a little bit more in the pale ale kind of range. But yeah, this one's good. By the way, before I get to the rating, got this on 𝗕𝗏𝗏. Whichever side it is on, I don't know. Not too bad. I think it was like $6 or $7, maybe $8. If you want to sign up with Tabor, use my link in the description below. That'll get you $10 off your first purchase. So you could get this beer basically for free and then half off another one. All right, so the score for The Raven Knows Everything. This is another label that I will be saving. I don't know if you can see. I have this collection right here. Anyway, this one's okay. It's just missing a wow factor. Like, it's like a fine, you know, hazy or IPA or whatever you want to call it. It just doesn't, like, I would expect, like, and I have had other hazies from Anchorage, and they've all been like really solid. I would say like this is like the least good or least best hazy I've had from Anchorage. Not that it's a bad beer at all, but you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is like a 6.5 or 7, maybe 7.5, somewhere between 6.5 and 7.5, kind of like in that B- to B range. You know, like good, solid performer. Nothing really wrong with it, but nothing really amazing about it. So anyway, I'm rambling. If you watch all the way in, you know you're awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys Tuesday night beer school. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's beer review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.